In the Arctic, geologists put explosives under Julia and Oscar Pani and conduct some important experiments. That's when they get an emergency call. It's a storm warning, so without delay, they have to leave immediately. A Russian submarine is detecting high-intensity sounds. This is quite surprising for them when they feel that the sea level is slowly rising. Julia's scanners start getting disturbed, and the ice around her camp starts breaking. She wants to do her research, but she has very little time. Oscar takes action immediately and pulls her into the snow motor. The submarine team detects that these sounds are of biological origin, and they start preparing to take action. But suddenly, the submarine is shocked by something. On the upper surface, Oscar and Julia try to run as fast as possible, but the ice behind them is also breaking rapidly. Unfortunately, the ice also starts breaking and pushes the snow motor upwards. Both fall down and the snow motor explodes and sinks into the ice. Soon their camp also starts exploding and the remaining scientists slowly sink into the water and die. On the other hand, the submarine is constantly being damaged. Everything is shaking and people are barely able to stand on their seats. After a lot of struggle, they finally manage to fire. And in the same light, some huge tentacles are seen in the water. A man crashes into the glass screen and falls far away and becomes unconscious due to the injury. Another officer manages to send the emergency boat. Just before the submarine completely sinks, they get the news of the submarine's sudden disappearance at the headquarters of the Russian Navy. Because there are very important weapons in that submarine, they don't delay. They immediately send a rescue team so that either those weapons can be retrieved or they can be destroyed there if needed. Victor is given the command of this mission, who is the younger brother of the captain of that sunken submarine. His family is afraid that he may also disappear in the same way. His mother gives him his dead father's watch for good luck. On the same night, Victor reaches the docks and sees that his father's old friend, Admiral Olshansky, is also part of this mission. The first mate is worried that maybe Olshansky has become a little too old for this job. When Victor comes in the submarine, many crew members complain that they have been forced to take a vacation. Meanwhile, Julia and Oscar, who are still stuck in the snowstorm, are trying to catch the phone signal. Julia is busy in the screen and is about to fall into a deep pit, but Oscar grabs her hand in time. At the same time, Julia's phone gets a signal of an on-air rig and a call is made. But the sound of the snowstorm is so loud that the people working on the rig can't hear it properly. After a few moments, the signal goes off and the call is cut. Oscar gets disappointed and shoots a flare, and then he gets tired and falls on the snow. As soon as morning comes, the rescue submarine reaches the place where the first submarine disappeared. After a lot of preparation, the rescue team dives in the water. Here, the crew sees that Olshansky takes Victor to a private room where some other senior officers are also present. There, he shows a report that bothers everyone. Gradually, rumors of the disappearance of the first submarine begin to spread. On the other hand, Julia and Oscar are surprised to see that Bao is stuck in the snow. Seeing this, they believe that someone will definitely come to find them, so they decide to stay there. As soon as the submarine catches the signal of Bao, it immediately starts moving in the same direction. Suddenly, many waves come around the submarine on the way. The crew tries to get down without hurting them, but a wave accidentally collides with the rotary screw of the submarine. Olshansky immediately orders sonar to turn on. Victor is worried that the waves of sonar may injure the creature. As soon as sonar is activated, the waves go away, but after a second, it comes back. The crew gets confused as to what to do, but after a while they see that the waves are really going away. Then it is found that a low-frequency sound is spreading in that area, and the bottom of the sea is rising again. A huge tentacle is seen in the dark, which kills a whale in one blow. The crew of the submarine is scared. They are neither able to recognize that sound, nor are they able to understand the big signal coming in the radar. Olshansky wants to order him to consider it an enemy and fire. But Victor stops him and says, "We can't fire until it is confirmed." He orders, "Find a place to hide." The submarine enters a crack in a large wall of ice. Every time it hits the ice, everything starts moving. The radar noise gets louder, and the crew members' ears hurt from wearing headphones. As soon as that unknown creature follows them, the crew stops the submarine, because the road ahead is completely blocked. Fortunately, that strange and poor creature leaves from there by then. The crew starts assessing the damage, And then Olshansky scolds Victor for taking unnecessary risks. They have no other option, so they come to the surface and start the repair work immediately. Up there, Julia and Oscar stick to some stones and try to keep themselves warm. Suddenly, the ice around them starts breaking, and the submarine comes out of the water. The crew immediately sees the survivors and runs towards them. As soon as it is confirmed that they are innocent, they are brought inside, and their story is heard. Victor checks the situation. Then he talks to Olshansky. Olshansky sternly says, "Give these civilians only food and leave them, because it is also possible that they are spies." But Victor feels pity for them. He says, "No, let them stay with us." After this, the submarine goes back into the water so that search operations can be started around the same area. After the medical check, Julia and Oscar are given food. Victor comes to them, shows them a map, and says, "Tell me the point of your camp. And tell me, did you see anything strange?" When Julia mentions the explosives, Victor understands that perhaps the same explosion was the reason for the sinking of his brother's ship. After this, the crew discusses the future strategy. Olshansky gets serious and says, "We should go back. We cannot face this mysterious danger. If the attack happens again, it will not be possible to send an emergency signal." But Victor is very eager to find his brother and orders the crew to take the submarine towards Julia's camp. Olshansky takes him separately and says, "This is the second time when you have taken the wrong decision. If one more mistake is made, we will all be finished." After this, Victor explains to his first mate that we have to hurry. If there is someone alive in that other submarine, then by now their AUK will be close to the end of the season. Meanwhile, Julia hears a strange voice. Oscar says, "This is Sonar's voice. Perhaps someone is looking for the other submarine." The search continues. Then, the radar again tracks the presence of that mysterious enemy who is following them. Victor immediately orders, "Find a place to hide." But this time, they are in an open area where there is no cover. The situation worsens. They send an emergency signal to the ONAL rig. As soon as they are allowed to hide from the rig, the crew feels a little relieved. The submarine is ready to go ashore. But then the workers on the rig see that huge tentacles are coming out of the surface of the sea. They immediately set an alarm. The tentacles attack the rig. Tentacles start falling. There are explosions everywhere. The workers get scared and try to escape. But the rig is breaking badly, and they have no way to escape. The submarine's oil contact with the rig breaks, so Victor tries to see through the periscope. As soon as he sees that the huge tentacles are destroying the rig, his face turns red with fear. He shows this terrible sight to the rest of the crew on the screen. The rig is completely destroyed, and the same demonic creature starts chasing the submarine again. To save his life, the submarine has to take a sharp turn, which causes the utensils and other things in the kitchen to fall on the ground. Olshansky thinks that this is Victor's third wrong decision, and now he announces that the submarine ship is now in his hands. He immediately orders to fire 2 torpedoes. Both hit the target, and he proudly says, "This is how it works." But his self-confidence is shattered when an officer says, "Sir, the enemy is still moving." Then more torpedoes are fired. Another big explosion occurs, but the demonic creature is still alive. Now he starts chasing the submarine with demonic speed. Olshansky is left stunned with fear. He does not understand what to do now. Then Victor again takes the command in his hand and orders the entire crew to run the submarine at full speed. They escape some attacks, but a tentacle hits the submarine hard, which causes some damage to the ship. The entire crew falls to the ground and Victor's head hits hard. He starts feeling dizzy. Some computers short circuit and a heavy monitor falls and crushes a crew member. The submarine starts sinking, and taking advantage of the same opportunity, the demon attacks again. A powerful explosion occurs in the torpedo compartment, and there is a fire there. The ventilation is immediately closed, and that part is sealed. The trapped 7 people inside try to extinguish the fire. They have fire extinguishers in their hands. Another powerful shock comes. The submarine pulls down even faster with the power of tentacles. The radar shows that the demon has surrounded them from all sides. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a new video.